So how does this all work? Since the world has been built on what it understands, which is just the focal consciousness, which is just everything in the room with me right now, I understand how to work it, I understand what to do with it, that's where the world is focused. How do you transcend this? You know those thoughts that you get when you're sitting there and you're daydreaming and you know there's just so much more to life, and you know that, like, man, it wasn't supposed to be like this. You almost see two people. You see yourself as a really successful person doing something, and you see yourself as like what's really going on in your life right now, and you're walking around and you're like, there's just so much more to this. When I was young, I knew there was more to this. What's going on? You have those fantasies about doing the thing you love and you feel awesome and super duper inside. Those moments, those flashes of you doing something amazing, those flashes of you being happy, that is your spirit. That is your inspiration. That is your focal consciousness trying to get your attention. Now, we've been taught and we've been trained, because we don't understand them according to the carnal mind, according to our focal conscious. We don't understand super conscious imaging and moments where super conscious is trying to get our attention, our spirit's trying to get our attention. We've been trained to dismiss these things as if they're just fantasy. But they're not fantasy, because your superconscious faculty knows all. Your superconscious faculty is up there at 10,000 feet, knows who you're supposed to be, knows what you're supposed to achieve during your time on this planet, knows what's going to bring you true happiness. All those times when you've done something and you don't know why, you just had a feeling, you just did it because you had a feeling, but it turned out. Or all those times you sit there and you're like, I don't know why I don't trust this person, I don't like this situation, you just kind of feel a little funky about it, but it turned out, and you trusted yourself and it turned out good. Or what about all the times when you didn't trust yourself and you knew it, and it turned out exactly the way you knew it would turn out? How has this happened? How is this possible? It's because we have more senses than we've been told we have. It's because your superconscious faculty, your spirit, is trying to send you messages daily, is talking to you daily, and we've been trained to ignore it and to only do things we understand. But you just can't see everything from your focal conscious carnal mind. You just can't. You're not, and life isn't designed to be lived that way. And so that's why people experience pain. And remember, pain is inevitable. Pain many times shows up to teach us what we need to know. But suffering is completely different. Suffering's when you're experiencing pain repeatedly and you don't know how to get it to stop. And when you don't know how to get it to stop, then pain turns into suffering, and you weren't supposed to experience that. And that's what happens when you live your life on one plane, the plane of fear, just from your focal consciousness, from just what you understand. You start suffering because you're seeing all of the things that could be and they're not. And you're working a dead-end job and you don't know how to get out of it. The way out of it, the way out of the rat race isn't going to make sense. It's going to be for you to dig down deep inside, understand why you're here, and then watch the world compensate you for the sharing, the spreading of your gift, and the amount of lives you touch. If you look at athletes, why do they get paid so much? It doesn't make sense, but it happens. You know, like, you think to yourself, like, this guy's just playing football. He's just playing football. Why is he getting paid so much money to play a game? It's a game. Kids play games. Like, why? It doesn't make sense, but it happens. And it's an undeniable fact. Athletes get paid a lot of money. If you didn't pay them a lot of money, somehow they'd go somewhere and play some other sports, play their sport somewhere, and they'd make a lot of money. It doesn't make sense, but it happens. Why? Because those individuals are touching lives. They're spreading happiness and joy. And you will always be compensated in the direct proportion of the lives that you're touching and your contribution to humanity. It's an undeniable law. It's just the way it is. And so in order to reach that, in order to be yourself and show up in that way, you have skills and abilities just like they do, except theirs are in the physical. But when you go inside your spirit and you go inside yourself, you're going to find, and we're going to find, as we go through this process, we're going to find those things, we're going to pull them out, we're going to bring them to the surface. We're going to show you how to benefit from them, and we're going to spread this thing like wildfire. And we're going to change the entire world. We're going to change the entire social construct that is controlling our world as man realizes himself and starts to take his place as who he's intended to be during his human experience. We're going to snap the world out of zombiness and bring them to that super conscious level where everyone is coming from that place, that genuine place of charisma, which is just being who you were intended to be. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. That video you were just watching is simply a clip. It's a small excerpt from a series that I do, which is really a process called the Alchemy of the Mind process. Now, I've written a book about this process, and I've shot a video series about this process. I take my clients through this process, and it's really all about finding your own individual spark of creativity, power, and passion, finding that, cultivating that, strengthening that, and taking it from something that is average to something that is genuinely priceless, so that you can be compensated in direct proportion to your contribution to the world. In essence, so you can do the thing you love and make a living doing it. So if that sounds interesting to you, I want to encourage you to hit the link on the screen or follow me to ByronRogers.com for more information. There's a free video there, and allow me to serve you in that way, ladies and gentlemen. So until the next video, I want to encourage you to find your purpose, live with passion, and reach your destiny. Thank you.